Hello and welcome to the KJ Today Show.
Woo, woo.
Whoop, whoop. We are powered by Popcorn and bringing you 60 minutes of positive vibes with pop culture, people to know, and pets. And we are jam-packed. Along with me tonight is my wonderful co-host, producer, Jana.
Hello, peeps.
Everybody loves you, Jana.
I love you guys as well.
You're like
Thank you.
You're the reason that the show is taken off like it is.
I mean, what would KJ do without me, honestly?
It's true. It's true.
The real question is, what would I do without KJ? Nothing.
We'll see what happens the first time we try to do a show. Without Jana. All right. So we've got so much fun packed into one show. We have Tim Matheson, who is joining us tonight, which is going to be amazing. Yes, the legendary Tim Matheson is going to be on the show.
The myth.
Jana, you're excited about Virgin River, right?
I'm literally so excited. I cannot wait for next week. I might not be on the show next week because of Virgin River, just saying.
Well, and then I'm going to say you have to, because I'm sitting here sacrificing my time with Ms. Marvel.
Okay, well, I'll start watching it and then I'll come here and then I'll go back to watch.
Thank you. All right. You have a big part in this show. As you see in the opening credits, you are a special guest here with us. And so we ask you to do a couple of things. We want to know where you're watching and gosh, why are you watching?
Why though?
Tell me something good in the comments. Tell me where you're watching. Sign up with that kjcrew.com, because we do have a fun giveaway tonight. Comment, interact, and please subscribe on YouTube. But the most important part is that you have fun with us tonight.
Please.
The giveaway I just mentioned is tickets to see the hilarious Celeste Barber.
I love those pictures.
Aren't they great? She is the Australian comedy queen, and she is coming to town on Monday night. So if you sign up for the KJ Crew, we will give you a chance to win those tickets. Just go to kjcrew.com. Very excited to tell you tonight, although it was a little bit sad to have Summer Bash Indiana come to an end. We had such a great time, by the way. Thank you so much to Summer Bash. We loved every second of it. We're going to be talking about that a little bit more coming up. And it's so weird to be going right into another rock concert that benefits pets. Samantha Miller.
Pets here, KJ.
Samantha Miller, thanks for checking in, number 23. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. So rock the cat box, Jana. Rock the cat box. We're going to be talking about these guys, Tux and Hawkins, coming up a little bit more. Rock the cat box is a benefit for indie neighborhood
the cat
cats.
doesn't have an eyeball.
Well, and the other cat doesn't have a leg.
Oh my God, they like complete each other.
More about those two little misfits who created Rock the Cat Box coming up. But would love for you to save the date, August 13th in the evening, the big show. We've got 4 rock bands coming together to rock the cat box to help out indie.
It's going to be one rockin' litter box. I can't wait.
Leanne, thank you very much for checking in tonight. She says howdy from the Houston, Galveston area.
Oh, I know it's hot down there.
Coming up later on the show, we have a guest checking in from LA.
Ooh.
Jana, he's kind of a big deal.
Okay.
Ralph Tedesco has been a longtime friend. He was actually with us. I don't know if he knows that when we met him, it was the first Comic-Con we ever attended.
Ooh.
So it was Louisville Wizard World, and it was when we took the Comic-Con bus. So I took this big bus full of listeners, and almost all of us on the bus were attending our first con. So none of us knew what we were doing.
Oh yeah, I think my old neighbors went to that with you.
It is so funny how often I run into people who are like, I was on your bus. And I have to say which bus, because we went to Louisville, and then it was such a success that we ended up taking a Comic-Con bus to Chicago, which sold out the first day. And so they booked us another bus and we took 2 buses to
goodness.
Chicago. This was back in the day before we had PopCon.
Okay.
So in order to have a con experience, we had to leave town. And so now we've got the wonderful experience of PopCon, which, by the way, has a gaming night coming up. So we're going to be talking about PopCon. Thanks for to everybody who is joining us on PopCon right now, the PopCon Network. If you're watching on Facebook, comment there and check in. Sam Jackson, crew number 9, is here.
Sam.
So happy. I gave Jonna her Summer Bash Oreo.
I can't wait to eat it
Earlier tonight.
I'm very excited.
And because we have Tim Matheson coming up, we have Aramis Knight. I thought about this, Jonna. I do believe he's the first interview I've ever done with someone actively in the MCU.
I think so too. I think so too, actually. Now that I'm like thinking back, I think so too. How cool. We're really getting somewhere, KJ. Like actively in the MCU. Come on now. Right. So very excited to share my conversation with Aramis. But we have to get to what's popping in pop culture before we get to our big celebrity guest. Let's get to our pop culture expert. What's popping in pop culture with producer Jonna? All kinds of stuff.
Oh, I added so I can play a little bit of music while you're.
Ooh. I cannot.
Thank you, Paul Miller, for that music.
We love you, Paul.
All right, what's popping, Jonna?
All right, well, as we know, with Tim Matheson being on the show today, Virgin River season 4 out next week on Wednesday. Very excited. Yes, can't wait.
Did you know that there's going to be a season 5?
You know what? Here, you know me.
Spoiler.
When I was editing the interview with KJ, he said, "Yeah," and then we're getting ready for season 5. I was like, "What?" I was like, "There's going to be a season 5 because I don't know if they've announced that there's going to be a season 5 yet." And I was like, "Oh no, Tim's out here spoiling stuff."
Jonna's like, "Oh my gosh, breaking news!"
I listened to it again, and I was like, "No, he said season 5." I was so excited.
He will tell us more about that coming up.
I can't wait. Also, Ms. Marvel is ending today.
I know.
So sad.
I haven't looked into whether or not there's going to be more, although I did.
There should be.
I mean, I know that we're going to see more of Ms. Marvel. Like she's moving on to she'll be in the movies and in the next phase and all of that, which is going to be great because she's so perfect as Ms. Marvel. And I can't wait to see her interact with some of the Avengers that we already know. But I did coming up, you'll hear me hint around to see if Aramis Knight, who is Red Dagger, gives us any clues to his future. Ooh. Yes. I don't ever want to be the person doing the interview who like trips them up and makes them say something they're not supposed to.
You don't want to make them do a Tom Holland.
I don't want to Tom Holland them. And he actually talked about it was 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years he had to be quiet about. Can you imagine?
I couldn't do it. They could have never cast me in the Marvel Cinematic Universe because I would be immediately like, guys, guess what?
Yeah.
I can't even keep presents a secret. Like after I buy someone something, I'm like, I bought you something. Do you want to know what it is?
I can't imagine even a week of being quiet about like, hey, I got cast in the MCU, but two full years. So
he's better than me because I wouldn't have been able to do it. I would have been calling everybody.
And of course we had, Thor is breaking all the records. He's taking his hammer and he's breaking all the records.
He's doing what he wants.
But it's the divide between the critics and the fans, and that's always that tough line that you're going to walk when you do a 4th installment. Yeah. So we haven't seen it yet. We're not going to spoil anything for you. But we are working on. Jonna's on vacation from her real job this week, so we're figuring out when we can go see Thor: Love and Thunder. But would love to hear from you. If you're listening to this right now, please join the Kind of Nerdy Network and give us your thoughts. It's a free Facebook group. And if you are watching live, comment, have you seen Thor: Love and Thunder? And don't spoil anything, but let us know what you thought.
Right.
What else is popping, producer Jana?
As we all know, I love award shows.
Oh, yes.
I love award shows for no other reason than people are getting trophies. That's
right.
Really all it is.
And they're dressed up.
You're like, I love the dresses. Oh, so great.
Yeah.
So Emmy nominations came out. Mm-hmm. So exciting. One of my favorite shows did not get nominated for an Emmy. Yellowstone did not get any nominations for an Emmy. None.
What?
0.
It's like the most watched show in like the world.
Yeah. No noms.
Oh my gosh.
Unless they get one and I like missed it somewhere. But I read like 5 different articles and they got 0 nominations.
Thank you. The KJ Today Show does its research. Okay.
Yes, we do. But Stranger Things got, what did I say? 13 nominations.
Wow. Yes. Well, that's why nobody else got any.
Yeah, basically. But Sadie Sink, who plays Max, and Millie Bobby Brown, who plays 11, they did not get any nominations.
Oh, really?
Yes, which I'm very surprised about because I don't know for a fact, but I can tell by the way that they act in the show that what they're doing takes a lot out of them.
Yeah.
So like the fact that they didn't get nominated for any Emmys at all for like actress in a lead role or like anything like that, I was very upset.
Do you think sometimes the Emmys are like, we'll get more publicity if we don't give nominations to these people or these 100%, shows?
Yeah, because Selena Gomez, she did not get nominated for lead actress in a comedy series for Only Renters in the Building, but she did get nominated for executive producer on a comedy series.
But Steve Martin and Martin Short both got nominated, right?
I think they all got nominated in the executive producer for the show category.
Okay.
And then our favorite, Zendaya, she got nominated, and she's also breaking records right now. So she's nominated for lead actress in a drama series for Euphoria on HBO Max. She is also breaking records being the youngest woman producer and the youngest second-time leading actor nominated.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. Because, I mean, she's only 20. She's like my age, like in her 20s.
She's accomplished so much.
I know, right? And I'm like, what am I doing?
Right? I'm over here in my 40s. What am I doing? I'm doing this show for you, bringing you positive vibes. 60 minutes of it every single week. Yep. Okay. Zendaya, where are your positive vibes out there?
Zendaya is all the positive vibes. Okay?
She is. Zendaya is good. She's lots of positive vibes.
Yes.
All right. In pop culture, and we are very excited to let you know that next week, oh my goodness, that is crazy. Next week, speaking of Stranger Things, we have got a guest coming on. It was so funny, Johnny, you have to talk about how you discovered that Kevin L. Johnson was in Stranger Things. Now, Kevin is going to be a special guest next week on the KJ Today Show. He's best known as Sam on Ozark. And we had a chance to talk to him, and you can go back, if you subscribe on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button to youtube.com/KJ Today. You can go back in the archives of the Kind of Nerdy Girls on the YouTube channel and see the first time we chatted with Kevin.
Oh, we love Kevin.
and so, I slid into his DMs and was like,
you're not supposed to say it like that.
Hey man, you want to come back? No, he's a super nice guy, and he's out there working really hard. He's a great actor.
He is.
And so, but you didn't know he was going to be in Stranger Things.
I did it. And I follow him on Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that. And I don't think he had said anything about it. And so I'm sitting there watching Stranger Things, and I'm like, is that Kevin? I was like, that is Kevin L. Johnson right there. So I literally got on Twitter and I was like, oh my God, I just saw Kevin L. Johnson on Stranger
Wait a second.
Things.
Why did he not slide into my DMs and tell me about this?
Kevin, how dare you not tell us that you were going to be in Stranger Things? Did you have to sign an NDA? Is that what it was? You couldn't tell us?
Man. Yeah, I'm excited to talk to Kevin to get an update on if he's still living with his roommate and all the cats.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, we were talking.
Remember McChicken?
Oh, yes, McChicken, which means nothing to you, but it will. Next week, it will change your lives.
Yes.
All right, I'm just telling you, like, keep this in your head. McChicken. Because it's never leaving you. Not after next week when Kevin L. Johnson from Ozark and Stranger Things is on the KJ Today Show.
Can't wait.
All right. Are you ready for our celebrity guests?
Oh, we just have so many tonight.
I know.
We're just so important tonight.
So I will tell you, if you have not seen the finale of Ms. Marvel, or honestly, if you haven't seen Ms. Marvel at all yet, the way that the conversation went with Aramis Knight that's coming up, it will not spoil anything for you. As a matter of fact, I feel like it will make you want to watch it.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
He's a doll. So that is coming up. But first, I couldn't believe that the opportunity came up to have Tim Matheson on this show with all of us. And I was nervous, I will tell you. Talking with Tim, we were on a phone call, and I did want to say, like, is there something wrong with the connection? Or how your grandma gets too close to the phone, she's like, and you're like, Grandma, you don't need to be that close. Or like when she's on with you and she's like, you're like, move away from that. You don't have to be that close. I'm going to say that Tim was a professional and there was something wrong with the connection, but everything you're about to hear is great stuff. It was wonderful to talk with Tim. The first thing we talked about was Virgin River because it is coming back.
It is.
And then we went to your questions, which Jillian had a great question about his career in drama because we know him from a lot of comedy stuff.
Yeah.
And then I was able to swing it back around and asked him for the funniest moment he's experienced in his career. And he was a child actor and he's in his 70s now. So, I mean, he's been doing this a long time. And for him to be on Virgin River, and you'll hear his excitement. He loves this show. If you love Virgin River, Tim, he loves it just as much. So let's get to it, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tim Matheson talking about Virgin River and the upcoming season. It's back next week. How wonderful is this experience for you to have gone from where Doc was in season 1 and we met him and he was bitter and closed off and set in his ways to having 4 seasons to unfold and share this story?
And one of the great things about the show for me is that it's so every different generation. My story is of a guy who's older and made that big mistake in his life with the woman he loved 20 years before, Hope Ray, and he's been trying to redeem it ever since. And it shows how people who live in a small town take care of each other too.
I always go to our listeners and say, what do you want to know? Yeah. And of course, everybody's like, ask him who's the father of Mel's baby. I'm sure well, maybe you know, but you're not telling us that, right?
I think I'll let that information. It's more fun to watch, but it's all going to be out there. We premiere July 20th, and we're just so grateful for the chance to do another season of these characters and get back together again. I can't tell you how much I adore working with Alex Breckenridge and Clayton Bell Monroe. I'm stomping with the bit to from season 5 and see where that takes us.
See, he said it. Season 5.
Yeah, he's chomping at the bit, and he knows what happens in season 4. So it's like, wait a second, like, what's the season 4 cliffhanger that has Tim Matheson chomping at the bit?
Look, guys, I'm just going to tell you that next week when I'm on the show, after watching some Virgin River, if you see my face being a little puffy, little red-rimmed eyes, just know I was crying all day.
Now, is that a show that, are they releasing it all at once so you can binge it? Okay.
Yeah. It's a Netflix show. So Netflix Netflix isn't like Hulu does, the 1 weeks, and so does, Disney Plus, but Netflix is like, nope, here you go.
I do at the time, but I don't necessarily love it long term because I forget everything that happens.
Yeah, but then you can just go back, because a lot of people now, like when season 4 of like Stranger Things came out, they were like, oh, I'm just gonna rewatch it until like the rest of the season 4 came out, and then they were gonna watch the whole thing, like how Tia did. Okay. So you can always just go back and like rewatch it, and they give you a really good recap at the beginning.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Even listening back to his answer of this next question is going to make me uncomfortable. And you will hear while he's talking what he's talking about.
I could literally hear you shiver.
Yes. What he's talking about as he answers the next question, which is about his career in drama, made me very uncomfortable. Jillian wanted to ask, she said, I adore Tim. I can't believe, from Animal House to Virgin River that I'm still enjoying his work. From the dramatic side of things, is there a dramatic scene or role that you recall being most challenging in your career?
Sure. Every role has its own challenges, but I did a movie back in the 90s, I believe, and it was called Buried Alive. It was about a guy who thought he had a happy marriage and moved from a big city to the country, and his wife was unhappy, and he had a boyfriend, and they plotted to kill him. They almost succeeded, but he didn't get quite enough of a poison, and woke up inside a coffin and sought his revenge. And it was interesting because it's challenging because I didn't have any dialogue in the last half of the movie. He was alone and plotting revenge, sticking around, and it was totally unique and totally exciting. And actually, it was very successful. We did a sequel of it that I directed, and when I directed the second one, Ali P was the star, and the same thing happened to me as what was happening to her. And I told her, I said, going to be tricky because the second half of this movie, you're not going to have any dialogue. You're going to be messed up, and and she was grateful that I was there.
I'm not okay.
The first time I listened to that, I didn't hear him say that, like, they tried to kill him. They didn't give him enough poison. That's why he woke up in the coffin.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that. So I was like, man, like, you just put him right in the coffin. just knocked him out and buried him. Like,
and then whatever. You're like, am I wishing I'd had more poison?
Right.
Like
at this point. It's like, make sure you get the job done, guys. Okay. God.
I don't know if it's something happened to me in a past life or something, but Buried Alive stuff. There was an episode of Bones where they were in the car. Oh my gosh. I can't. He started talking about it and I'm like, I wish I'd never asked this question.
Oh my gosh. You said, I could literally see you going like this.
Yes. That noise that you heard was me going,
the heebie-jeebies.
And I'm like, yay, let's talk about something happy. Thank you, Leanne, for checking in. She said she saw it and it was creepy. I don't think that producer Patches has heard this, but I was really excited when Tim started talking about this funny moment that he had because it's with one of Patch's favorite people. Is there a comedic scene that you remember being challenging to get through because it was just so funny?
When I worked with Mel Brooks and Bancroft, it wasn't that much successful movie, but it was You're Not Good. And to work with Mel, it was always so difficult because he was so bloody funny. And there was one scene where I snuck into, it was a World War II story, and I was in the underground, and I snuck into, and I was in love with his wife, Aunt Bancroft. I think we were having an affair. And so I was in her bed, and then he came in late and got in bed thinking I was her, and I'm there thinking he is her. And, I wake up and snuggle up to Mel Brooks.
Not a lot of people can say they woke up in bed with Mel Brooks. Patches, did you see that movie? Is that one that you saw of Mel Brooks? I know you are a big fan.
No, believe it or not, I have not seen that movie, and that is officially on my list to watch now.
we have to watch it now because we know
100%.
Tim Matheson couldn't even handle the fact that he had to be in bed with Mel Brooks.
I mean, like, if you think about it, you're just like, okay, yeah, I'm sleeping with this girl, and then the other person's like, yeah, I'm sleeping with this girl, and it's just like two dudes in the bed.
I mean, like the comedic genius of the past 70 years. I mean, like, how do you like? Yes, of course, that's going to be number one on everybody's list.
We want to welcome everyone tonight who is watching live. A reminder that you can watch the KJ Today Show or listen to it on Spotify and Apple. If you want to watch it, we're on YouTube on demand. You can hit the KJ Today Show playlist if you go to youtube.com/KJ Today. And if you want more with Tim Matheson or any of our interviews, like Gina Davis or Noah Reed from Schitt's Creek, we have all of those interviews in their entirety for you. And Tim had a lot more to share, especially about Virgin River.
Oh, yeah.
So if you are interested, Tim Matheson, the entire interview will be posted for you on Friday. Just hit that subscribe button on YouTube so that you can get notifications when we put up those full interviews with our celebrity guests. And I mean, we got the next celebrity guest to join us.
KJ, we're just so important.
How does Jimmy Fallon do this? He just goes from like one big guest to another.
He's probably used to it. He's probably not even like phased anymore. Whereas KJ's like, Jonna, Tim Matheson is going to be on the show. Me? What? Oh my God.
I know. Yes, please check in with your crew numbers. Sarah is checking in. She's crew number 39, reporting for duty. We do have a giveaway tonight, by the way. Go get your crew number, KJCrew.com, because if you sign up for our crew tonight, you have a chance to win tickets to see the incredibly hilarious Celeste Barber when she brings her Fine Thanks live tour to Indianapolis on Monday night. All right, are you ready for? I swear I'm fact checking myself, Jonna, but I have not talked to anyone in the MCU.
You know, I don't think you have, and I've been around you for about 7 years, so I've been here for most of the interviews, and I don't think you have either.
For those of you who've been around, if I'm wrong, please call me out on it. But please. I spent like the whole week, like, oh my gosh, I'm talking to someone in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and he's Red Dagger, like he's one of the new people, and he's so awesome. I was very, very excited to talk with Aramis Knight about his role as the Red Dagger. And he was very excited to talk about it because it's been 2 years that he has had to be quiet about being in the MCU. Imagine he's a nerd like us. He loves this stuff. And imagine like getting that role and then being like, don't tell anybody for 2 years. Oh, no. Here is Aramis Knight talking about that moment of joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I never could have imagined what it's like to actually have fans from the MCU. MCU fans are so loyal and dedicated. I'm still kind of pinching myself. You know, it's hard to wrap your head around it. But I'm really glad it was this show, and I'm really glad it was Red Dagger.
And how's your now that we can talk about it, how proud is your family? I mean, you have been acting for a long time. You've been in some really amazing stuff, from Ender's Game and Into the Badlands. But the Marvel Cinematic Universe, how is your family reacting to this for you?
Really super proud of me. It's definitely a big deal. I think the representation aspect is a really big part of it. Honoring my grandmother and my family and my heritage. It's the first time I've been able to play something that's authentic to my heritage and my culture. So it's really, really special. My dad is over the moon and my mom is so excited. You know, I grew up in the industry with my mom. You know, my mom did pretty much everything for me. So she's very excited. She's reaping the benefits of all of our hard work now.
I just love this for him. I know, right?
He's so sweet. I was listening, I listened to the whole interview because I was the one who edited it. But I was just like, when you go and listen to it once it gets posted, like you'll see where it's like he's genuinely like so thankful for this.
Oh yeah.
For like not even just for him, but for his entire family.
Oh yeah. I mean, he was going on and on. Boy, I was like, man, I got to ask you some more questions. But I'm so proud of you, and I'm happy. Like, do you want to get your mom on the show too?
Right. You want the whole family on here? Because we can have them. It's fine.
And with Ms. Marvel wrapping up today, season finale, and we have not watched. So if you're tuning in right now, we're not going to spoil anything for you. I had to ask him, like, what are his dreams? Like, if you could dream big for Red Dagger now, like, what would you want for Red Dagger in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Looking forward to the future. Obviously, we know Ms. Marvel is playing a big role here in the next phase, but what about Red Dagger? And what if, Kevin Feige came to you, because I would not put it past him. Your performance has been phenomenal. And he says, Aramis, we want to make a Red Dagger movie. What Avengers do you want in it? Who would you want in your Red Dagger movie, whether from a character perspective that you think would play well together or just an actor that you would love to work with?
I would love to see a Moon Knight Red Dagger meet up, and I also think a Deadpool Red Dagger meet up would be interesting.
Oh.
I think they'd have an interesting dynamic, and they'd also fighting next to each other. I think they'd look pretty cool.
They would, and they'd be color coordinated, man.
Exactly.
Such a dork.
You are. And I love that he said Moon Knight and Deadpool, because all I could think about was the snarky back and forth between them, because not Steven. What's his name?
Yep.
Mark.
Yeah.
Because Mark is so like just in your face. Mm-hmm. It's Moon Knight, and so is Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. So I can just, and Red Dagger is very like him and Ms. Marvel spar like verbally the entire show. So I think that would be a really good
I'm good for that,
those back and forths. I think that would be fantastic.
What I love, you could tell he was a fan. He's like, okay, I want Moon Knight.
Right.
I want Deadpool. Like, if I can have it, I want Deadpool. So, fun fact about Aramis Knight, he has accomplished something that very few actors have. I did my research on him. And if you dig way, way back, he actually had a small role in The Dark Knight. Ooh. And so I had to bring it up. It's such a you have come a long way, and you now are in the same realm as Christian Bale of going from the DC universe to the MCU. As the little boy with the apple in The Dark Knight. How cool is that for you?
Well, actually, I saw Christian Bale at the Thor premiere recently. It was kind of a full circle moment. Really, really nice guy, by the way. There's all those headlines about him not being so nice. But he was always very, very kind and warm to me. Even as a child. Yeah, but it's kind of funny. I didn't realize that question would come up because, frankly, I just didn't think people remembered that I was in that movie. But yeah, I've gotten that question a couple of times now, and I guess after getting roughed up by those bad guys, I decided I never wanted it to happen again. So I turned into Red Dagger.
Friday, you will get the entire interview with Aramis Knight. Again, if you hit subscribe, youtube.com/KJ Today. I know some of you are watching on Facebook, and we love that. You're watching on the PopCon network. That's awesome. Every Wednesday night, we're doing this for you live. But if you want these extended interviews, or you just want to catch up on the first 10 episodes here, you can do that on our YouTube channel. I feel like we need a little music here, Jonah.
In music.
Yeah. I am very, very excited to announce that our friends with PopCon are going to throw another party, Jonah. We're not waiting until next year for the next PopCon event.
Why would we?
Coming up on August 26th, PopCon, which powers the KJ Today show, is going to be throwing a game night. And they're actually looking for different places across the state and maybe expanding out our first game night since PopCon, because I don't know if we all finally got enough rest But
what is rest?
Some people got enough rest after PopCon is going to happen August 26th, 6 to 9 at Level Up, which is an absolutely fabulous, fun place.
So is it like video games?
No. Is it just like there are some like arcade games and things like that, but board games mainly. And it's a really welcoming atmosphere. So people come there to play games. So you can be like, hey, can I hop in here on this game?
Can I hop in here on this game?
You really can. I mean, I've never been brave enough to do it. I go to these cons and I see all the like cool stuff going on and you're supposed to, ask, but I'm always like, well, they probably don't want me here.
They're like, do you want to join? And you're like, no, I'm just watching.
Okay, I'm just watching. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so we have had Tim Matheson on the show.
Yes.
We have had Aramis Knight on the show.
Jam-packed.
I know. But I have been waiting years, Jonna.
Years
to get our next guest on the show. I am so excited as we are a week away from San Diego Comic-Con. So, all this big news is going to be coming out. All the nerds are at San Diego Comic-Con. All the cool people are at San Diego Comic-Con. And my dear friend, Ralph Tedesco, who is the vice president of film.
Look at that
TV
picture.
for Zenescope Entertainment is finally on my show.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
It only took you.
Hello.
It has, and that look at producer
Patches with the tie on.
Right?
He said, "I'm professional."
It's a very special occasion. I had to put on my best.
Yes, we are in the presence of greatness.
Wow.
For those of you who don't know Ralph, or maybe are being introduced to Zenescope Entertainment, you probably are familiar with some of their entertainment. They were founded in 2005. Zenescope has successfully melded familiar characters with modern, edgy twists and provocative artwork, as you can see behind Ralph, creating modern fables that are some of the best-selling and longest-running comic books on shelves today. Woo! That calls for the happy minute.
Thank you.
So proud.
Thank you.
And you're like, it's you and Joe, right? Like,
well,
you got a bunch of people, but you and Joe, this was your.
It's us. We started it in 2005, and now it's 2017. 2021. 17.
It's 2022.
Fact check this real quick.
It's not. I wish it was 2007. I meant to say we're 17 years. 17 years in. We're 17 years old.
Oh my goodness.
2022. And we've been going at it for quite a while, and clearly I'm drunk. That's how we met. When I was
here's to you, mate.
I promise this is only coffee.
Mm-hmm.
I swear to God.
We're going to talk about what Zenescope has going on at San Diego Comic-Con. But this is the KJ Today Show is a family. And some of the people that are watching this, Ralph, were on the bus with us that we took from Indianapolis to Louisville to that Wizard World where we met you. And we were like, this is too much fun. You guys all go home on the bus. We'll figure out how to get home the next day.
Yeah, it was fun as well.
And I don't know if you know this, Ralph, but the next day we couldn't get home because Louisville was playing in the tournament. Indianapolis is always hosting the NCAA tournament. Louisville was playing. So every single rental car, every bus, everything, we could not leave. We had so much fun with you in the morning. And then we woke up in the morning and I was like, we don't ever.
Yeah, you're like, why did we drink with Ralph today?
Right?
I tried to warn everybody not to do that. Yeah, it was Louisville. It feels like a different lifetime. But we were at the Walking Dead party, weren't we? Yeah.
It was Scott Wilson's birthday, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, okay. Because I remember being around all the Walking Dead guys and gals, and that was really cool too.
I remember who was it? Manu from Arrow. When we walked into the party, had a tray of shots for us.
That's right.
He's like, "Hey, welcome to the party. Want a drink?" But that was after you and I stepped out of the original bar that we were in, and then KJ ditched us. And we remember we had to go through this labyrinth of hallways and bars to go to the next party. And we're like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, I don't know how we were doing a Key and Peele sketch the whole night too.
Oh yes. We are looking in every nook and cranny in the bar. It was awesome.
Let me set the scene, okay? Because this was like one of those bizarro moments where it's like, how am I in this space? I don't know. Patches and Ralph go off to do something, and I'm like, whatever. You guys have fun. Go do shots or whatever you're doing. And one of the owners, one of the big shots of Wizard World is like, you got to come with me. You're not going to believe this. And I'm like, okay. And we're going through the back way. We're going through like dark alleys. I have no idea where we're going. And I just left with a stranger.
He's trying to kidnap you.
And we get into this swanky little bar, and he's like, it's Scott Wilson's birthday. And I didn't watch The Walking Dead at the time. So I'm like, who's that? And he's like, Herschel. I'm like, okay, I kind of I know enough about The Walking Dead. Okay, cool.
I would have been like, who's that?
So all of a sudden, this room fills up, and I'm like, I should not be in here. And Michael Rooker comes in with Scott Wilson, and there's a big weird cake that I didn't understand. It was I don't know. It may have been something Walking Dead, but it looked very scary, and I wasn't going to eat it. And somebody elbows me and says, don't you think we should sing Happy Birthday? And I look up, and it's Matt Smith. And I'm like, my favorite doctor is like, we should sing that. And I'm like, yeah, it's a...
Whatever. Went to you to start singing Happy Birthday.
Right. And everyone that knows KJ knows that she should not be the one to start singing any song.
Sing. I'm like, this is going to get me kicked right out of here.
Did you hear her Matt Smith accent, though?
Don't you think we should sing Happy Birthday?
It sounds a little Australian. Isn't he English?
I can't do accent.
It was rubbish one way or the other. Let's just say that.
Meanwhile, these clowns are off wandering around, and they're, where are you? And I'm like, I don't know. I'll look out the window, and if I see you, I'll wave.
I think we found you eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
It was the Maker's Mark bar.
Yes.
And so in this bar, all of those people, it's Matt Smith, Jason Momoa's in there. It's just jam-packed with celebrities. And these guys come in and start doing Key and Peele skits.
Way too embarrassed, okay? Way too embarrassed.
Yes.
Was one sketch in particular.
Unfortunately, it's a family-friendly show, so I can't really say.
It was fun. And I've seen those guys. I've done so many Comic-Cons. We've been going to Comic-Cons since 2005, all the way up to 2017. And beyond. And then,
sure what happened after that?
That was my first. I think that was the first time I saw the Walking Dead people cast, and then after that we saw them so many times. We would always end up drinking with Walking Dead cast members throughout the years. They were always the coolest people to hang with.
Oh, 100%.
So yeah,
and they didn't even care that you were the weird guy crawling around on the floor and sticking your head up the fireplace.
Me?
Yes. What? Do you don't remember doing that?
No, I don't remember that.
Look, Ralph said,
actually, to Ralph's defense, that was actually me.
Oh, was it?
That was actually me.
I stuck my head up a fireplace. I was going to say.
Yeah, I actually did that.
That sounds more like Patrick.
I can't go out drinking.
Yeah. Listen, I was sitting over by Matt.
This was also 10 years ago. To be fair.
Yeah.
Correct. We have grown as adults. Ish.
Yeah.
Since then.
I won't be doing any drinking at Comic-Con next week. Don't worry.
You won't? None? Zero?
No, that's a lie. I will. Not as much as that night. I've never gone as hard as that night.
Yeah, that was a pretty hard night.
That's a rare occasion.
Do you know that was the first con we ever went to? It set the bar so high. It was everything after that was a disappointment.
It really was.
That was
and thanks to PopCon for sponsoring.
It was a rare one because you go to those random cities where you're like, why am I going to Louisville?
Right.
And that happens sometimes. We do that. We did that with there's a show in Michigan, in the suburbs of Michigan. That's like that. Like you just go and it's like that crazy. You're at a place that like all the celebrities are at, just right. And you're like, how did this happen? And then you find yourself drinking with random celebrities and meeting cool people. So it's always like the conventions you don't expect to be.
Right. And I will say, as a memory of mine, one of my favorite shows was in Chicago, where the Zenescope 10th anniversary party was, when we were right outside the Stevenson Convention Center, and that was an awesome fun time, I believe. Or no, I take that back. That was
I believe it wasn't.
No, that was in Philadelphia. That was in Philly. I take that back.
I saw you. I did see you guys in Chicago. I did.
Yes.
In Chicago briefly for Wizard World. Now it's Fan Expo, but Wizard World, Philly, and then Philly was our 10th anniversary. You guys came to our party.
Which you guys you're originally from Philadelphia as well.
Well, yeah. My office is in Philly still. I'm now in Austin. Believe it or not, I haven't talked to you guys in so long. I'm in Austin, but our main office is Philly.
Well, let's talk about Zenescope and how much it's grown from 2005 to 2017. Because I mean, you guys, you've got such an amazing library with your graphic novels, but you've got collectibles and games, and you have TV shows. And for those of you who are watching the Van Helsing, which we watched for 5 seasons on Sci-Fi, you'll see every time I watch an episode and Ralph's name comes up as a producer, I'm like, I know that guy.
Oh my god!
I know a celebrity.
Too bad they didn't put me in it.
Yeah, man.
Nah, you'd steal the scene. Totally.
I know. That was my fear of
You're too hot for TV, mate. You just are.
Thanks, Patches.
I saw on your IMDb page that you're also listed as an actor, so I think that
I am. I've done some acting. I don't do it as much anymore, but yeah, we've been doing this for a long time, and we have a lot of different titles, a lot of different books we put out. We come out with a lot of collectible covers. That's our big part of our business. Is our you see the sexy. Well, this isn't as sexy as some of the other covers we do, but we do sexy variant covers that go for that just go crazy when they're limited edition, and we'll do live streams and we'll do conventions and sell the covers at the conventions and on the live streams we do, and they just go for a lot of money sometimes. I mean, we might not sell them for that much, and then they'll go on the secondary market for triple, quadruple what people buy them for sometimes. So
and I will say, dude, and I will say, the artistry that you guys have for your covers, and just without the story, within the story and throughout the story, it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it really and truly is. It's well done. And I mean, seeing, now with you guys going into San Diego, I know you guys do limited releases for, for something like San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah. Yeah. Every convention we have a convention exclusive. Every company does this now, right? So you go to Comic-Con San Diego, every booth seems to have some sort of an exclusive thing. Not everyone, but most do. And we do that. We've been doing that since we started, really. And anybody who goes to Comic-Con knows if you can get a Comic-Con exclusive, that'll increase in value. So people will go grab their exclusives, whether it's us, whether it's Funko Pop, whatever booth you're going to grab that exclusive. Then you're going to see it on eBay that day.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, especially with the big convention like San Diego Comic-Con.
Well, all I know is booth 2301 is the place to be.
That's all you need to know. Look at these. Yeah. We're giving away stuff all weekend. Look at that. You guys should come down. Why don't you do a bus trip?
I think with gas prices the way it is, a bus is definitely the way we should go.
It's funny. I had an extra room paid for, and I was trying to give it away to somebody for that.
What?
Yeah.
And you didn't text me?
Excuse me. I will show up to San Diego Comic-Con.
Yes, I did, John. I texted you. I don't know why you didn't respond. Yeah, like I had it was just my friend's like, well, I have to leave on Thursday, but the room's already paid for. And I'm like, wait, what? And I'm like, all right. Like he's like, yeah, just tell us whoever needs to stay there, stay there. And then thankfully we needed more room for our staff. So I was like, sweet, put some staff in there. But it seems like I was like, this hotel room's closer to the convention than mine is.
Oh wow! We need to move.
They keep moving us further from the convention center.
Are you going to be that guy to put the staff in your room and then take that room?
I should, but no. I can saunter over whenever. They have to be up there by like 8:30 in the morning. I'll let them have it.
Well, and that's the other thing people don't understand. Like working a convention is really hard work. I mean, like you are busting your hump and like on your feet all day and dealing with literally thousands of people. I mean, Ralph, you've been there, you know that. I mean, and just seeing, but that's a great groundwork for, like the fandom and everything that you've created.
Yeah, thanks. It's funny. We tell our staff, do as we say, not as we do, because if you do as we do, you end up on the floor looking up a chimney. We try to tell our staff not to do that. We actually do say, like, listen, like, you can't go to San Diego because it starts Wednesday for those who don't know. So Wednesday to Sunday. So on Wednesday we're like, do not go. You're not drinking. Go to your room. Like, go to your room. Like, I've done so many shows. When we first started, it was just Joe and I with a couple booth models, and we had the booth girls dress up like in these costumes, right? Which we'll have at San Diego. But it was like Joe and I with a couple booth models, and we'd be out every night. Like, again, this was when I was in my 20s, and like you could rebound a little bit quicker. But like we realized quickly, like we can't drink Friday night, and Thursday night we get there, set up, drink Thursday, drink Friday, drink Saturday, and then by Sunday you're just a zombie. And it was just like we can't have this.
Yeah,
Ralph, I am in my 20s and I do not bounce back.
John is still bouncing back from Sunday when we went to see the Backstreet Boys, and neither one of us drank. We were sober and we're still hungover.
That's funny. Yeah, I'm there now. I used to have something going in my 20s. It must be genetics. My Italian heritage served me well, maybe.
Yeah, my Irish one did until I hit my 40s, and I was just like, well, hell.
Yeah. So thank God I have staff now. Before it was just like when it was two of us, it was a nightmare.
Right.
What is that like? I mean, obviously it's nice to have staff and lots of projects going on and things like that, but it does have to be a little weird. I'm sure, like with Van Helsing and the TV show, you were attached to it, but sometimes I'm sure there were decisions that were not yours, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was I could go into a whole thing. I mean, literally, when we sold that project in the room to Sci-Fi, the guy there, he's not even at the network anymore. He was like, "Yeah, we're gonna buy it in the room." And I was like, "Oh my God, this has never happened. This never happens." And then he's like, "Yeah, but we're gonna change everything." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. All right, yeah, that sounds like a plan." And then he's like, "All right, cool. I'll email you guys some notes, and then you guys can write up like a treatment for us." And I was like, "Okay." And then we like just kind of wrote this treatment, and they took that and gave it to the showrunner, Neil LaBute. If you guys know who Neil LaBute is, that he's a famous playwright and he's directed a lot of movies and TV. And he took that and he did his own thing with it. And then like we were kind of like on the sidelines for most of those decisions after that. So we learned quickly how like that went. And that's what prompted me to actually move from Philly to Los Angeles at the time, because I needed to learn that side of the business. Otherwise I would have been, there was a kitty cat visit. Otherwise I would have, I needed to get more involved in our next projects, because not to say like it was a horrible experience. It wasn't, but it was different from the comics. And I think like it was our first project. So we knew we would have to like kind of bow down to the powers that be. Sure. And we just were like, hey, well, let's just make it like, we don't want to be the guys that nobody wants to work with. So let's just do what we have to do to like get this going. right? And now it's more like, let's do what we got to do to make sure, it's something we're more involved with than we were with Van Helsing. But at the same time, when you have somebody who has this experience like Neil LaBute, you kind of don't. You try not to you can't go in and interfere with that, or you're going to be like, people are going to not want to work with you in the future, I think.
Well, we like working with you, so
if you
always like working with you.
If you ever need a recommendation, let us know.
Okay, I need some referrals.
Next time I talk to Tim Matheson,
can you guys hire me on the air? I need to are you guys paying?
No.
Damn it.
No, but if Zenescope would like to sponsor the show, I'll pay you. I'll give you your money back. Like, you pay me and then I'll pay you.
Hey, look, I'll edit your graphic.
Write-offs for everybody. Let's do it.
Why don't you just have me on as your regular Comic-Con correspondent? There you go.
There you go.
That. Yes. Would you please?
That'd be so dope.
I mean, I made a graphic for you, so you need to come back.
The graphic? Kate?
Yeah, the graphic, man. That's huge.
First of all, look at this shirt I'm wearing. What is this?
That's a deep V polo. That is high.
That's a deep cut.
Yeah.
Early 2000s.
Now I'm gonna button this up because I feel
you think I'm at?
Where should I go down?
Right?
Family show. Sorry, kids. I don't want
to take Ralph out of the stream.
Parents.
You thought I was pointing at you because I was so excited. I was actually like, look at this guy's meeting. What the hell?
Oh my God. I feel like I was bulkier then. I don't know.
Dude, you don't look like you've aged a day from that picture either. So good on you, mate.
Oh, thank you.
You very good.
Thanks.
Now I'm going to ask you to do something here on the show, Ralph. Everybody has to participate. It's
painful.
It's a game we call One Must Go. And, it can be anything. It can be, burritos or tacos, and you have to choose like one disappears forever.
I'm sure it won't be that easy for you.
So
I don't even know what's going to come up here. So this is exciting.
Well, I'm going to start, guys, with the one that we did last week, because there was lots of discussion after the show with the One Must Go, whether or not we're kicking out Thor with long hair or Thor with short hair. I know this is going to be tough for you, Ralph.
Well, I mean, do
you need to look again?
Yeah.
I need a closer look.
I want to see who's more dreamy. I guess One Must Go. You got to kick short hair Thor out. I mean, Thor's supposed to have long. He has to have long hair. I mean,
right.
I like the haircut. It looks good if you're like just wearing it like me or somebody, but not for him. Like that's cool.
Hey, shut up.
You're born bald, weren't you?
Yeah, damn near.
Did you have hair
all born bald?
Yes.
Well, we're all born bald, I guess. But I mean,
did you have hair when we met?
Oh no, God no, I've never had hair since you've known me.
No.
You were shaving it back then, huh? Okay.
Oh God, yeah, I started shaving it when I was 17, dude.
He said this is gotta go.
All right.
Yeah. It looks good, but you have a good head for it. Sorry, come on.
I know. I'm very lucky.
He's got a good head for it. It's fine. We're gonna run a little late tonight.
Oh God,
it's my show.
I'm
run late.
Right?
Sidetracking this whole thing.
No. I knew it was going to happen, and I don't care.
That's what happens when you have live guests.
That's right.
Right? I'm all about it.
One Must Go, Ralph. We're gonna go Cinderella or Robin Hood. Your characters.
This is terrible.
I hope I have permission to use these graphics.
Robin Hood's our bestseller, so I'm gonna have to say Cinderella.
Oh wow.
Robin's she's our go-to. So it has to be. Sorry, Cindy.
How long have you been doing the Grimm fairy tale stuff? Is that where you started?
I mean, that's the first thing we started.
That was the first thing.
17 years.
Wow.
It's we were at I think we're at something like 250 issues total. It's been released monthly since 2005, every month, and then we have a bunch of spin-offs. So we do our version of fairy tales, which is modernized, twisted, sort of like an Avengers meets fairy tales.
Yeah. I think that's a great way to describe it.
I mean, early issues were not like that. Early issues were more like Twilight Zone episodes.
Where do I buy these books at so I can add them to my book collection?
Oh my! Come to Comic-Con or go to Zenescope.com.
Yeah, Zenescope.com, Jonna.
Okay, you're
just as bad as KJ pointing to.
You're gonna be getting some money.
I know, dude. I'm the worst. I'm always like, look at Captain. Oh, I did point at Captain America. No, I didn't. There he is.
He's over here too.
There it is. All right, go. All right, so if you are going to San Diego Comic-Con, and I've seen so many people in my newsfeed like, I'm going to San Diego Comic-Con. I hate you. Anyway, go see Ralph.
I think you should come down. I have passes for you.
Oh, sweet. All right, we're on our way. And
this is for you guys, not for the whole boss.
People from Indianapolis showing up to the Zenescope booth, like, "Hey, I'm here for my passes in that extra hotel room."
That's you know what? No. At this point, we're gonna get a bus.
I'm just sitting in the hotel room with my poor employee. They're like,
actually, we've hung out with several of your employees, and we know a few of them. So yeah,
several of your poor employees.
Dave, you know Dave. If you might not remember.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, we know Dave.
Helen said hi. I'm gonna send you the link for next week's show. So if there's craziness going on Wednesday and you want to be like Ralph on the street, you'll be able to just log in.
Ralph on the
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be crazy. I live report from Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, it would be 4 p.m. your time, so that would work out.
I'll just be at the convention. It won't be after hours. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
After hours might get us in trouble.
Yeah.
All right, my friend.
Yes, I know it will.
Zenescope.com is where you want to go to check out. It truly is. They're wonderful stories and so fantastically done. I love the artwork. It's phenomenal, and I love that I get to say that I know you, Ralph. So.
Oh, you really? Well,
yeah.
I know you. So look at us.
But what's really important is that we all get to know Patches. So
you're welcome, everybody.
That's true.
All right, you're welcome to stay in the green room backstage, Ralph. We're going to do all of our pet stuff now. This show is it's positive vibes, pop culture.
Pet
people.
Stuff. I would have brought all my Frenchie, but next time.
Oh yes.
All right. Next time you bring your Frenchie with you.
If I'm allowed back, that is.
You're allowed back. You're
Always.
Officially a part of the family. If for nothing else, because I worked really hard on this graphic, so you need to come back.
Please stop showing that thing.
Hey,
you know what?
The deep V, baby. The deep V.
The deep V is really not doing well.
At least you got a shirt on underneath of it, though.
I asked you to email me with pictures, with information. I set you up for success, Ralph. And when you didn't send me anything, I was like, all right, here goes.
That's the best picture that's better than anything I can say.
All right. Have fun at Comic-Con. We want to hear from you afterwards. Okay. And thank you so much. Love you.
Love you guys. Bye.
All right, bye. All right.
Did.
Aren't you glad we had Ralph on?
Yeah, sure.
Oh my God, I love that
man. 5 minutes late, but it's cool. It's
all good.
It's fine. The positive vibes on this show are brought to you by tonight, helping us out. Of course, it is the Indie Holistic Hub. Indie Holistic Hub is helping you live your best life. When you think holistic, you live holistic, and they give you Think Holistic tips every Thursday. So go to Facebook, follow Indie Holistic Hub. And I am very, very excited for our Tell Me Something Good tonight, as it actually all kind of runs together. All the pets that are being helped right now. My Tell Me Something Good, Jonna, is that we raised over $2,300 Thank you so much, Summer Bash. Everybody who attended Summer Bash
so great.
Was a part of making sure that those cats and dogs with Grateful Rescue get what they need. And we had this absolutely incredible bass that was autographed by the native Howell, who, early beginnings, was playing Summer Bash every year, and they couldn't play this year because they went and they won the show with Alice Cooper. I think it's called No Cover. Is that what I think it was called? No Cover.
I think, I think so.
They were the band that won it, so they couldn't be with us at Summer Bash because they were too busy, going on to be
They're too important now. Okay,
big deals. Okay,
they're BFS with Alice Cooper. I mean, no offense to Summer Bash, but it's Alice Cooper.
Right. So thank you very much, Summer Bash. We love you, and we will be back next year. And our next big concert was inspired by these two cats. Meet Tux and meet Hawkins. We don't know their beginnings, but they didn't start out as street cats. They were definitely house cats who either got abandoned or lost. Both of them had severe injuries, as you can see. And Hawkins, who you can't see, actually had to have a leg amputated. This is American Bombshell. That was Jason and Chris Carr. And these cats, so they don't know anything about cats. Like, they're out, they find this injured cat. They're like, oh my God, what are we going to do with this cat? Indie neighborhood cats, that's who you call, right? And so they went into action, and they were so amazed at the work, like the trapping, the medical care, like everything was so amazing to them. They were like, how do we help? And so they're helping by having a rock concert. It's going to be, Rock the Cat Box. It'll be at the Hi-Fi Indie. Don't you just love that? It is going to be at the Hi-Fi Indie on August 13th. I will be emceeing the show. And it is, it's inexpensive. You can get your tickets at rockthecatbox.com. It's $15 for a ticket for all 4 bands, or if you got a group going, you can it's 4 tickets. It goes down to $12 a ticket. Wow. So it starts at 5. So it's like a rock concert that you can go to.
Like a rock concert for like people who don't want to stay out late.
Like us.
I love
that.
Like
we were like, Backstreet Boys, don't you want to go to bed?
Right.
And they kept playing. Like, stop it. We want to go to bed.
I'm like, y'all, Kevin is 50. Okay. He can't be out here like this. Okay.
Rock the Cat Box is a benefit for indie neighborhood cats. And they are out on the streets literally every day, making our community a better place with their mission to better our community by bettering the lives of cats that live outdoors. And obviously, when they find a cat that is outdoors that shouldn't be, they work with Indie Humane and Southside Animal Shelter and other groups to make sure that cats like Tux and Hawkins end up in good homes. And even though Tux and Hawkins weren't found together, they bonded. They were like a couple men with their war stories, right? And they went viral, and it was a couple in Wisconsin that reached out and was like, we would like to give these old dudes whatever good days they have left. And so transport was made, and Tux and Hawkins are living happily ever after in Wisconsin.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know. Right? All right, guys, the show went a little longer than usual. Patches is going to fry up some bacon cheeseburgers for us, so we will do an after show. And are you okay?
Sorry. Malcolm is like,
Malcolm's done with the show. Malcolm just like, he does this thing where he reaches up like, hey, can you pay attention to me? But his claws aren't trimmed right now. So it's like daggers. Like,
he literally like got me right at the top of my back.
Jada, he got Patches on the leg this morning, and Patches' coffee went everywhere.
Oh my God.
It was like, and you can't be mad at him because he's like, hey, and you're like, oh.
Because he came over here and I knew he was looking for his little mouse that, you guys throw or whatever. But like, I couldn't see it. It was behind me. That's why I couldn't see it. Because I was like, Malcolm, where's it at? And he's like, girl, it's back here.
He's got just enough dog in him that he wants to play fetch, but not enough dog to actually bring it right to you.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a cat. I bring it in the vicinity and then you figure it out.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what was happening.
Next week on the show, we are going to welcome Kevin L. Johnson. Michelle, thank you for watching. Thanks to all of you for watching. Thank you for welcoming our friend Ralph to the show. He really is an amazing guy and such an incredible creator. And it was it's been a lifelong thing since we met back in 2000 whatever. That it's been like, can I be on your show? When am I going to be on your show? And I think he texted me as a joke a few weeks back, like, when am I going to be on your show? And I was like, you get on my show before San Diego Comic Con. Patches, we can't hear you. You're on mute. So whatever happiness you're expelling right now.
Come on, Patches.
We can't hear
Yeah,
it.
my bad.
We've been doing StreamYards for weeks now.
I know, right? Yeah, who'd have thought? Producer. No, I was just gonna say, and Ralph is honestly one of the sweetest humans on the planet. He really is. I mean, like, he is one of the most genuinely nice people I've ever met.
Yes,
And
really
I'm so happy that we are privileged enough to get to call him a friend.
Me too. And now you guys get to call him a friend
Me
too.
three.
Because, all right. Congratulations to Ryan Thomas. Ryan Thomas, you are the winner of those tickets. You get to go see Celeste Barber on Monday night. If you're not signed up for the KJ Crew, I can't draw your name and number. So go to kjcrew.com and get signed up today. Are you guys ready for the end credits?
Yes.
All right.
Always.
Try to have a little bit of fun. The pressure is starting to, mount with these end credits. I got to make them better for you every week.
Okay, well, calm down.
Andrea, thank you very much for your kind words. Thank you all for spending your Wednesday nights with us. If you haven't caught up on the show, the episodes are on demand anytime. So if Wednesday isn't always a good night for you, whenever you need the positive vibes, you need a little break from reality, and you want to have a little bit of fun, find us on YouTube at youtube.com/KJ Today.
The show is also available as a podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcast the next day after the show.
What would I do without you, Jonna?
You'd be lost, I'm telling you.
I would. You guys, everybody in the comments, a round of applause for Jonna.
Thank you.
Everybody comment.
Thank you.
Applause. Say nice things.
Thank
Praise
you.
Jonna.
Thank
Praise her. Praise her.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna wear my tiara next week to prove how high and royal I am.
We will meet you same time next Wednesday night, 7:00 for the KJ Today Show. 60 minutes of positive vibes with people that know pop culture
and pets.
Like Melody Pond.